Tomorrow morning.
There you go.
You know why?
What?
His father.
Totally freaked
That's
out.
why.
Are we on?
That's why.
There you go. Thank you. There you go.
Okay, everybody, I welcome you to our training session number 2 with,
We'll keep a chair for him in case he comes.
okay. Go ahead and take it until he gets here. So doing live to social media is new for radio. Not very many people are doing it. Nobody in town is doing it. So we're the first one. We've been doing it for 2 years, and it is another way to increase awareness and reach of whatever your show is. Reach and engagement and are the two buzzwords for social media. So why do social media?
Tons of reasons.
Tons of reasons. A lot of people don't like social media, and it's understandable. I have had my own bad experiences with social media. I was the victim of a smear campaign whenever we were first negotiating for transferring the license to our nonprofit. And if you look up Davine Dial plus defamation, it was a precedent-setting lawsuit that went around the world.
Oh my gosh.
And is in all of the legal journals.
Oh wow.
That's a big deal.
It was a big deal, and thank God for my husband who financed the legal aspects of it.
I joined again in New York.
So I take it you won.
Yes, we won.
Yes, good for
We
you.
won. We have a very good local attorney, and we won.
Good for you.
And then the other thing is, in order to help raise awareness of your show, we use social media for that. And on the back of these handout sheets that I'm going to be giving you all is a graph of what we were able to accomplish last year in our video program. Between November of 2018 and 2019, we had 141,000 minutes viewed. We had 206,000 3-second views. Now, what does that mean? It means our station and your show or their show or Blaine's show, that crossed in front of people's timeline and they saw it. And our agenda is increase awareness of our brand, increase awareness of your show. And so that's why we're using social media. Also, we can utilize a lot of stats that come through from Facebook. For example, I can key up the last 6 months of shows and what was the most popular. How many hits did they get? And it'll show us. On your show, if you do live to social media, and you have a guest who also has a good social media program, you can go view that video. You can go into the stats and find out, well, how far did it go? How many people saw it? Mm-hmm. So using social media as a tool is a good thing. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're doing it. And you want to make sure that your guests also, if they're social media active, that they spread that video, they share.
Right.
So you want to make sure that they do that too. And generally, guests do really like being able to be live streamed along with being on the radio.
Will you do that for me tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. So we're doing her first show tomorrow,
Cool.
tomorrow morning. So I'm going to
That
be
was
the
fun.
camera person tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is our camera. We ask that you handle it gently because we've had issues with some of the connections coming loose, and this is our second camera that we've had
wow.
because of that. We did have a time when people would be moving this all over and stressing the connections. So right now it is connected to Ethernet, and Ethernet gives us the best quality picture going out. And then whenever you get ready to do your show, you're going to hold the top of the camera like that, and it's going to start spinning around. And it's on a tripod, so you can adjust the tripod somewhat. I like to make it up a little higher myself, and maybe come down a little bit.
And how can you see what it's capturing?
So the boss of the iPad, or the boss of the Mevo, is this iPad. So you need to connect the iPad. The first thing you want to do is connect this little iRig, which is an interface that works with an Apple device. This iPad always stays here, so it's for people to use, and it is my iPad, so there's some of my personal stuff on here. Don't go through that. You go read my emails.
I'll find some blackmail in there. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know this of you.
I don't know. She won one lawsuit already. I think
Right?
I wouldn't hedge my bets.
I know. That's funny.
Oh, let me see if I'm needing to. Oh, there we go. All right, so you click on the button. You're going to find the Mevo icon.
It's the black one. Okay.
And I've turned the camera on, so now it's going to connect. And there's the
There
picture.
we are.
Great.
Hi.
So,
Hi, Paul.
so when you have your guests come in, you want to sit them up, kind of stage this, the setting, so you can see that we're all in the camera here.
Right.
And because I raised it up a little bit, you don't have these boom arms in the way as much. And these are adjustable. So, say for example, you just have one guest and you want to have them in good camera range. You're going to want to check before you get started and make sure that you've got the boom arm not in the middle of their face. And this is the learning curve. We've all done this. I've done it many times, so that's why I'm saying don't learn from my mistakes. Try to give your guests as good an angle as you can get, because they're your content, they're your subject. So the first thing when you plug this in, the next thing you do is turn this little device on to where just the green light is showing. There's three options here: off, on, and a gain. A gain means that it makes it really loud. You don't want it to be on the top options. You want it to be on the middle one. And what this is doing is it is bringing audio in from the board so that you get board quality audio going out on your video.
Oh, nice.
On the live.
You need to have as good audio as you can possibly muster on your video going out. So this is connected to this headphone distributor here. So what you're hearing in the headphones is the same audio as this. So that's why, for a number of reasons, you always wear headphones. You can hear, and you can hear what's going out. What you hear in the headphones is what's going out on the radio. So me checking my. Steve has suggested, since he's a pilot, that we simplify our checklist here. So this is the long version, and we'll have a short version that we'll send you
Well,
too, along with this one. And I think it's very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then,
I don't mind the long version.
you've got options down here. Wait a minute, let me find my options here. All right, so the bottom of the screen are options. This one is your first one, and it is, this camera can act like 3 cameras. If you hit these options where you find faces. You see what it's doing now? It's
Yeah.
finding the faces.
Is that the one that when he moves, right? It's finding the whomever is talking.
Mm-hmm. And
That's it.
if you want, you can also do it to live follow. Live follow seems to be a little more problematic for people because it will live follow hand motions.
Okay.
Or if we have the clock face open here, it'll start following that.
It will be messed up with me because I'm always like, you know.
So in the beginning, I would just do find faces.
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever is operating the iPad here, which is the boss of the camera, if something special is going on,
Just focus it on that.
you can hit it and focus on it. You can expand it. You can hold it there so that it stays while they're talking about that. Or you can shorten it. You can
Okay.
play with it. You can also, if you have someone helping you, you can unwrap this and you can have this over there where Julietta is. And that way you can have your conversations here. If you're fortunate enough to have an attendant helping you, they can be checking and keying in on certain things manually instead of letting the camera do it. Mevo has a lot of, we've got about 12 or 15 tutorials that you can look through. They're very short, but the camera will do a lot, and it's kind of a neat little thing that they can do. And so it's worth your time to go through those and really learn about all the options that you have. So then, once you've done your camera angle, the next thing is the mic. And you can see where it is right here. You can slide this back and forth. Right now it's picking up audio from the board. When we're live, this little audio meter that's right here is going to be up here. Last week, whenever I was talking to you all stressed about watching the view meter here, when you're doing Mevo, you also want to be keeping an eye on it here. The audio is controlled by this headphone volume button right here. You want it at 9 o'clock. If you turn it up higher, chances are you're going to get distortion in the audio going out. So we found the best option is at 9 o'clock. But you all need to understand that the audio meters are what you always need to be keeping an eye on. In over and above all the else that you're doing to do your show.
All the buttons
All the
We're
buttons.
gonna be bored
yeah.
silly. Tee hee.
will be automated at one point.
So then the next thing is lighting in the room, and I have it set on backlight, which in my experience has given us the best color in the room. And then the next thing is when you're doing live video, it's also recording onto an SD card that's in the camera.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you.
And so you can go to each one of these and download it from that SD card. If I suggest that you check when you first get going, hold on a second, I lost my page here. So I suggest that you check, and if you see a bunch of video down here, just go and start deleting those at the bottom, because anybody who has done something in the past, if they haven't downloaded it, it's just filling up the SD card.
So the older ones are on the bottom?
The older ones are on the bottom. That way, especially in the beginning when you're on this learning process, you really want to take this video, maybe download it onto your phone, you airdrop it on an iPhone, or there's another way of downloading it to a site.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to view and see how you did and what you can learn from it.
Don't ever do this again.
Stop picking your nose. There's a camera behind you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. So then when you get ready to go live, you've got it set up here. You've got your audio and your everything done. You've got everybody set in place. You're going to go to auto, and if you're doing a practice run, you can just say record it, and that's going to record it here, this option, to that SD card. Or you can go to Facebook.
You can share it straight from there if you want to, or send it to yourself.
I think you have to send it
To
somewhere.
yourself. Okay.
Yeah. But you can, if depending upon where you want to go, you can upload live to Facebook. We have a YouTube channel. You can upload to the YouTube channel and to Vimeo. You cannot, Facebook will not let you do Facebook in any of these. So if you're doing Facebook, you just have to do Facebook alone. But if you do YouTube, you could also go to Vimeo. You could go to Periscope. But on Facebook, because right now they're the 800-pound gorilla,
They're
Yes.
special.
they're special, and you can only go to them if that's the choice that you make. So,
Excuse me, Davine, could you just go back one and show on the menu where you get to the selection? of-
that's why.
okay, all right. So then you're going to come here, the little
Okay.
red button. You're going to go
Red button.
live,
Yep.
and then those selections
they
show
are.
up.
Okay,
And
good,
so if I
thanks.
hit Facebook, live Facebook, it's automatically defaulting to WPBM, or do I select that?
Well, that's a good question, and I'm getting
Okay.
ready to address
I see.
that. So right now, the first picture you see is Davine. Apparently, that's what we're stuck with. The first, the first option is this one, the page, WPVM. There is an old one here that says that I have not been able to get rid of that says August 5th. Don't do that. Go to this one. And if you want to do a practice run, we have a practice page, Mevo practice page.
Okay.
And then you can do the practice page ahead of time, come in here, set it up, put this on audio if you want to check your audio on Audition in here, going to the practice page, then you can do that. I would, if you're still in the learning curve, I'd come in about an hour ahead of time
Right.
and play around a little bit.
So you can have a little video done without actually going live.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you can go to live to the Mevo group, and then that doesn't go out to the public. That
Right.
just goes to that group.
That's a test run here.
It's a test page. And so then, here, when you get ready to go live, before you go, see this little gear here? That means you want to go in there and say, not Blaine's World, In Awe, Nina's show, Julietta's show. You want to erase this, and you want to put your own name in.
I see. Okay.
And then you're going to hit save.
Okay.
And if you don't do that, you can always correct it after the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
You can
and-
edit
Edit
it.
it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and a lot of times when I see it, and I see it going out live, I'll go and correct it whenever I see it, and it works. So,
If you do that to me because we forgot, let me know so I check it next time.
all right, I will.
Hopefully I won't, but if we do for some reason.
So then, when you're ready to go live, you want to start after your hour has begun. Last week we addressed the clock up here. Make sure you start after the hour. Don't start before, because if any music's playing, the copyright police on Facebook will block your video.
Wow, so nice. That's so sweet.
And this is new. It didn't used to happen this way, but now they've got their little algorithms out there. Their little copyright algorithm police, and they will block your video. So always, I would say, even do your intros first, and then when you're ready to go, gotten into the groove of everybody's mic'd up and you're live, then you can say, okay, now we can go live to Facebook,
Right.
and hit the go live button. And while you're going live, you're going to have to be if you're alone, you're going to have to be checking that camera angle, and if it's looking at people's butt,
Or their hands or
you,
whatever.
yeah, you want to do a little adjustment.
Right.
And this is demanding, and I understand that it's demanding because I've done it myself. But over time, if you're doing this alone, you can still do it. But it's going to take practice. And so, any of you who want to sit in on anyone who already does a show, and maybe even be their play producer to get started, are welcome to do that. Blaine has opened up his show for that to happen. And I'm going to be doing Laura in the morning. Anybody who wants to come up in the morning and keep an eye on what we're doing, you're welcome to do that. So then once your show is over, the first thing you want to do is turn the camera off.
Ah.
Oh
That
my.
will be funny.
And so,
The first
You
thing
turn
you
all
do
that
is you
on.
turn the camera off. You don't want anything going out that you don't want going out.
Right.
So then you turn your mic and you start shutting down your show. But that's basically the procedure. That's the warnings.
Did we turn it off this morning? I don't know.
Yeah.
All of that is on this cheat sheet that I've developed. And I did want to go through. Let me find a couple of videos here to show you the results of somebody's live video. If you go to our WPVM page, and then on the left, it's got a video option. Click on that, and we have 2 years of videos. So
Under the
you-
videos tab.
Yeah, on that video link. And so, you know, you can browse through some of those, see what you like, see what looks good on camera, see what angles look
Well, I'll
good,
be on the camera, so it's fine.
and
just
then use this as a learning tool, along with simply using it to figure out how well the show did.
Right.
So here was Brownie Newman, who is running for county commission, was in last week with a show with Mark, and he got almost 1,600 people were reached, 171 engagements, and if I go to what is called Insights, each of you who start to do live video will be given permission to come onto our page and add a if you've got a hot guest coming up, you can do your little advertisement and you can slap it onto our page. And then you'll be able to go to Insights, which is kind of behind the scenes for people who have credentials, and you can look and see on these stats all kinds of good information. And so let me go to Brownie Newman. and show you what went down with Brownie.
I suspect he's quite popular.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If I create a Facebook event for people to on my own page, can I make you a co-host?
Mm-hmm.
And then we both promote it. And
Mhm.
if when the
Yeah, we
show
can-
goes live, could I have it in both places or just in
Yes,
the radio?
yes,
and
you
share?
can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Or even in the same event for people to just show
Yes,
up there, kind
yeah.
of thing.
So,
Right.
so there's we have to give each other permission to co-run
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, what I was thinking is creating the event and just inviting you to co-host it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then we're both on it, kind of thing.
So for every guest, you'd create a separate event?
Oh, I see what happened.
Well, yeah, because we're running. I run a full-service marketing agency, and we're running a program that is called Marketing Lab, which is kind of where this is tying into. And we will like it to be kind of not only to promote it, but so it stays there too as something that we keep on doing. So it builds up our own audience besides helping the radio. It's a win and win for both.
Yeah, it's cross promotion.
Yeah,
basically,
so
is what it is.
That's why I was like, it's better that way actually.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, so the Brownie Newman, I got notice this morning from the producer that Facebook had blocked it because somehow music got played before or after somehow, because it's not showing up here on these stats. But Blaine's January 8th show is on, and he's had reach of 3,200.
Nice.
3,200 reach, and he's got an engagement that's really good. So once you get into insights, you can click on each one of those, and then you can go look further.
When they block you for some reason, can you fight it?
Yes, you can.
You can.
But if it,
I once had to fight something.
They're special.
Can you go back and
Amazing.
edit the feed? Let's
Yeah.
say there was music at the beginning. Can you go back and edit that feed and post it again?
you can, except that posting again doesn't have the same
It's not the same
oomph
as live.
with
not live,
Facebook
Right.
as live is.
Right.
So that's why I'm stressing. Don't let any of the music go out.
Right, right.
All right, so this
Yeah,
was
live
this was
has a
Blaine's
different way of
January 8th
showing up
show.
people's stuff.
Okay.
This was Blaine's January 8th show. I clicked on it when I went to Insights, and I'll show you how much reach he had and what kind of engagement he had. And he did really, really well.
He did.
Devin, just
Yeah.
show one other thing too. You had asked about downloading. I'll show it to you. If you go to today's show and then point out the three dots in the upper right hand corner, that's where you download.
All right, so right here, there's the little three dots are right
Right.
there. So click there, and is that able to download there?
I know the
No,
current-
no, not on that one,
No.
but
the current
so
show.
so you go to the current show.
Right.
Right.
And go back to video, go back to the video options instead of into insights, go back to video
Right.
I think when you're
and
clicking on it,
and click there. Whoops, I don't know how that happened.
if you're all linked up.
But you can get a link.
Right.
Yeah. If you go into the settings.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Copy link.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but it doesn't. Just punch it up. This is today's show. Yeah. Just punch it up wide, and you'll.
It keeps going here. I don't know why.
A lot of videos that are live actually you cannot download them.
Well, I can because right after the show, I always click make it wide, and then the
Right.
three dots in the upper right hand corner, you can download it. I download it into a Facebook video file,
Mm-hmm.
and then I make my YouTube videos off that.
No, but was that before you actually published it as a live video or before?
Before.
That's the thing. So as soon as you're done, it
Right.
gives you that choice.
Yeah.
Once it's already posted,
Oh, I see.
Oh.
they
Could be
take
right.
it away. You can't.
No,
you do
you
that
can't.
right
No,
away?
no, you can. So
Can
here
you?
we are.
'Cause
So I just
haven't been
clicked on the
able to really
video.
find it.
So I just clicked on the video instead of the link.
There it is.
And
Yeah.
over
If you-
here are the little three dots,
download
and
from
you
there?
can download the
Oh,
video.
there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
So it's going to download to my computer. Or if you go to the library,
They change that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
be
you
able
have to be. You have to be. So remember, on all this, you have to be nimble.
Yeah.
Nimble is the key.
It will change next
So-
week.
Yeah.
Or call
What
Davine or
I
call
do,
Nate
I-
Or call,
Lane.
call Davine or text Davine.
There you go.
But what
Yeah.
I do, I'll be glad to help you guys. So I immediately, when I got home today, saved it onto my own computer. I have a Facebook video file.
Right.
And then when I made my YouTube, I just went to the Facebook. Davine taught me how to do that. I just
Right.
went to the Facebook video file, and it was easy to get it on YouTube. It's so
There you go.
simple once
Yeah,
you get
it's
the hang of
simple,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So then you want to unhook the iPad, turn your iRig off, make sure everything is off. This is battery power. We don't want to run out the battery. If someone does something on
Do we
Tuesday,
have
nobody
backup
comes back
batteries just
in.
in case?
Yes, we do. So we have backup batteries, and there's a blank file cabinet in there, and there's two drawers that say tools, and there's a ton of batteries in there. And so when you're here by yourself, those are things good to know. There's all kinds of stuff here hidden or stashed all over the place. You want to make sure you plug this back in so that it's fired up and juiced up for the next person that comes in. Move the camera back. And when you get home, go check your video and see how you did.
And then you can cry.
But listen, I've been doing videos since 2007 or 8. It will break your heart. Each time is a learning experience, each and every time. So don't be daunted by mistakes. Mistakes are to be learned from.
One other suggestion, if I can make it, what Davine showed, I just put my name in the show Blaine's World, and then I don't want to type in all the other stuff, but I then go, when I get home, I edit and put in the guest names.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Right,
just
you
like,
make it like nicer.
right,
Yeah.
but I don't
You make
have
it
time.
nicer. Yeah, make nice later.
Right, at
Exactly.
home, and that's what I do. You can
Cool.
change it.
Really cool.
So with some of the videos, I noticed that hosts had people seated in different places and the camera angle. And is there one that, I mean, I know you
That's why I said go look at the
and
videos
just see what
and
you
look
like.
at the angles. And when you get ready to set your people up, when you come in, you want to set the stage. You want to be aware of what you're wearing. You don't want to wear some sort of stuff that you don't want to wear jangly jewelry. You don't want to wear really busy patterns.
Right.
It's better if you are in a solid color. You want to put your makeup on so that you look really good on
What
camera.
makeup?
If you're a makeup person.
Great.
If you're not, never mind. And then you want to sit your guest where they look as good as they can look.
Right.
Because they want to look good on camera too.
Yeah, and it will depend too how many guests you have.
And how many
because,
guests you
yeah, because you
have.
might have 2 or 3, so you want to set the camera in a different angle so it
Yeah,
captures
and-
all 3
and so-
and you.
So when I set up this camera, remember I raised it up because in my experience, I look better with it raised up a little bit. Other people like to move it down and have it straight on.
Right.
I've looked at the camera, I've looked at my video, and I've decided I look best with it up.
Right. So
I
you
look
put
thinner.
There you go.
I show my bald spot though, so I don't want to see that.
You laugh
He lowers it down.
No vanity here. No vanity at all.
So
You're
everybody
too
look
funny,
at this as a learning curve.
Yeah.
You're welcome to sit in on any of the shows that are already doing live and start maybe being the producer of them, pulling this. You can unwrap this
How far
and you
away?
can move the camera all the way over there.
How far away from you has to be to capture? Because let's say that you put the camera like where he's standing. Is that too close to?
That's
pick
not too close. If it's all the way against, so I would step back about right there.
right in the
And
corner.
I do, that's where I do Goodwill. So I do Goodwill once a month.
Uh-huh.
They usually have 2 guests
Right.
and Tara, who is the Goodwill liaison that I work with. And when I put the camera right there and I do the angle just right, it gets all of us.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm thinking because most of the times it's going to be mainly Chandra and us, so we will be like against each other. So it would be nice if it's in the middle to point,
Yeah,
like,
and
how,
you
like
could.
us having a
So
conversation.
yeah, so
kind
that
of thing.
Ethernet cable is 10 feet
Cool.
or maybe 15 feet, and just handle it gently. Don't stress
Yeah,
any
without
hard
pulling
connections.
Okay.
and work on developing the best one. You can, if you want to, if you and Chandra were together, if you wanted to put her right here, you could lower this,
Okay. Got it.
get it out of the
Like that.
way,
Got it. So it's out of
like
the way.
that,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that way you've got.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that most of the times will be like a conversation. Then if we have a guest, that's fine. It will be here,
Yeah, yeah.
but still, it will be like a intimate conversation almost.
Yeah,
So it would be
yeah.
nice to just have our faces really
Yeah,
on video.
yeah.
Right, and it's good because it doesn't feel like a barrier,
Right.
and we can.
Well,
Yeah,
and if you
that's
put it two
nice.
behind you, it's actually behind me, and I'm not really the host. We're both having a conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm
Mhm.
thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Where are you from?
Argentina.
Ah, I was wondering.
The accent.
Argentina.
Well, and I knew it wasn't like Central America, so I was trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been here for almost 25 years, but I wouldn't, that accent
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
stay
it
with
won't
me
matter.
forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does.
My
It's a-
husband's from
it's a
Germany,
lovely-
He still has the accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Very
filled
nice.
with coffee.
Yeah.
So, any further
Never leaves you.
any further questions?
Nope, never.
Yes, I have a ton for you.
So, any further questions about live streaming?
No, I think it's pretty clear to me.
Turn the
anyway.
camera on, plug that in, turn it on, set it up so you get the right angle, turn on the iPad after that, then turn that on.
Right, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
The iPad on first, then that, then pray.
Well,
Push all the
and
buttons.
have fun.
Okay.
That's right.
First,
and I
have
think
fun in the learning curve that you're on.
that's right. And I think that if you come here with time enough, you will kind of
Yeah.
One
get used to
day-
it, and then you will get used to it too.
One
so-
day it'll just go click,
Right.
just like that,
Right.
because that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I really didn't do very much in here until about a year ago, because I was having to learn how to run a radio station and do all of the other stuff that you have to do. So whenever it came time for me to start doing live, I had my own learning curve here, and so I know how it goes. And one day, boom, it just all hits you.
Mm. And
But-
it just becomes a rhythm.
Yeah, and then you know, and so then it
Just
becomes
practice,
kind of
yeah.
internalized. So look at the video that we just did a couple of times. That'll help you start to get it into your system. Come and work with somebody else to help them put a live show on, and that's a good learning curve.
And you're lucky, not lucky, but I didn't have that when I was doing it. So we weren't doing a lot of Facebook Live. Nina was so cute today, so she observed today, and afterwards she walked through everything as if she were going to do it,
There you
which was great, I think. And then she's going to come in another time. I invite either of you, if you just want to kind of see my show and then kind of walk through it.
Right,
And that would really help you because it's a practice
right.
for your show. So I'd love to help you if you want or you want to
Yeah,
observe. That'd be
It's
great.
it's on the job training.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So
Yes, thank you.
if that is no more questions on the video, we can
I think we're done.
wind it down.
We're expecting a standing ovation. Do we get the
Yes.
standing ovation?
Very